Our village makes the best bonfire. That's the start of it. If you ask me what the best, happiest runner in the world looks like, it would probably look something like this. As a kid, my mum used to call me her Zola Bud. I did try the barefoot running thing for a while, but to be honest, it wasn't really for me. I spent most of my time looking down, trying to avoid thorns and rocks, and that kind of ruined the run for me. So basically, it's this, but with shoes on. At school, my nickname was Bushman. It had nothing to do with my running ability, it's because I actually grew up in the middle of the African bush. So anyway, I embraced the Bushman life, and as such, hated technology. When I did my world's longest triathlon, I even used a bamboo bike, just to show that actually you don't need a fancy bike. And there it is. It's been pretty fun being the minimalist anti-establishment sportsman over the last 10 years. But I do wonder whether that's only ever got me to this level. If I decide to embrace technology, will it make me better? It might not. It might make me worse. But I'm keen to give it a try. So, over the last few months, I have been embracing technology and using literally anything and everything that I can find. So now I'm going to go through everything that's changed from the old me to the new me, from least geeky through to the most geeky thing, which is probably this bad boy. Now the first thing I've started using properly is a watch. Yeah, I'm very late to the game, but honestly, for the last 10 years, at best, I put Strava on my phone. I'm quite enjoying it. I bought this one. With my own money, it's not sponsored. It's the Garmin Enduro. Battery lasts forever. It's not too heavy. I thought it'd be cumbersome, but turns out I like chasing numbers. And this tells me all the numbers that I am, and they're not where I want them to be. And I like chasing that goal. It's fun. Now to go along with the watch, I also use a heart rate monitor. This one's Bluetooth, so I can actually live sync my heart rate to a website. I do a lot of training on heart rate now, which I've never done before. I've sort of always gone on perception of effort. Another thing I've actually started using for the first time ever in my entire cycling career is a power meter. I've never used a power meter before. I've always gone on perception of effort, but this time I thought, you know what, let me take it more seriously. The other thing I've started to use is a thing called a run pod. Now this clips onto the back of your shorts and measures how high each stride is, how long each stride is, how much ground contact time you have for each foot, left and right. Is it any good? I don't know yet. I've not really looked at the data properly. It's there. I might go back and look at it and analyse, oh, I felt good on that run, oh, this was my numbers, and I didn't feel so good on that run. But this will help me a little bit on my technique. I did a running workshop with the amazing Shane Benzie, and he recommended this because this will tell me if I'm a lazy runner, if I have a really long ground contact time, or I'm jumping really high in the air but not going that far forward. This will all tell me. At the moment, I'm not looking at the data from this, but I will at some point. Hopefully, it'll give me some useful information. Another big change in my training is using Zwift. If you'd asked me a year ago about using Zwift, I would have made some sly comment about how you should be outdoors and how indoors is a waste of time, and if it ain't raining, it ain't training. To be honest, I'm quite enjoying it now. It's linked up, both on the cycling and the running, to my training peaks. So if Coach Tony sets me something, I literally just follow it. 15 minutes at 200 watts, then sprints, then a slowdown, then a warm-up. Whether it's cycling or running, I just get on Zwift, and actually quite enjoying it, to be fair. I live in Wales, where it's pretty miserable most of the time. And when it's cold and dark and wet on slippery roads, I know, I'm getting soft. The other thing I've started to use is this, which is a curved, non-motorized treadmill. On a normal treadmill, the motor moves the belt, and you just got to keep your legs up. Whereas this, you actually got to push the belt back with your legs, a bit like pushing yourself forward on the road. So the idea is, you just start running, and it starts moving. You can run slowly, or really fast. It's really hard, to be honest. I find it much harder running on this than out on the road. But it does mean I can do a nice flat run and just spin the legs, because it's quite hilly around here. Now we're getting to the serious stuff. Second last on the list is a thing called Training Peaks. It's an app on your phone where my coach Tony uploads my weekly program. So I can just look at this week, and for example, on Monday, I have a 3.7k swim and a 1 hour run and a 45-minute gym session. So that gives me an exact synopsis of my day. And the best thing about this is, on today's run, when I went to my watch and clicked run, it actually gave me exactly what I wanted to do, which was warm up for 15 minutes, and it told me on the watch, and it told me how fast I should go. Then it said 3 minutes hard at 4 minutes per kilometre. And I did that as fast as I could. Couldn't quite keep up with that speed, to be fair. And it literally says it for me. I don't have to remember anything. And the best thing, which is something I never really thought would be important to me, but it turns out it's very important, for me anyway, is when I complete one of my sessions, it comes up with a green tick. A green tick means I've done it well. An orange one means I've done the session, but I've done it too short or too long. And a red one means I've missed it. And chasing the green ticks, honestly, it's like catnip. Now the final one, and certainly the one that people have been asking the most about, is this bad boy. My continuous glucose monitor, which I've had on for nearly a week now. Let's have a look. What's my glucose right now? 166. That's quite high, to be honest. What have I discovered so far? I'm not sure yet. I haven't been doing it long enough. I know my blood sugar is much lower in the morning compared to the afternoon. Now, I don't know if that's diet related or just how my body works, but it's interesting. Even if I do loads of exercise in the morning, I have a pretty low-ish. It's not super low, but it's sort of in the recovery zone, apparently. And then in the afternoon, whether I'm exercising or doing no exercise, or sort of doesn't matter how much I've eaten, I seem to be a little bit higher, like now. I'm a bit higher on the graph there, and that's in the performance zone. Now, I am here filming this in my office. I've got elevated heart rate. It's quite excited talking about this, so maybe that's pushed it up a little bit. I have had a bit of food just now, nothing super sugary, but maybe that's all kicking in. I think it'll take a few more weeks or months just to find out what's working, what's not working. It's interesting so far, and I'm going to keep with it and see what happens. That is me embracing technology at the moment. I'm so far really enjoying it. It turns out I love chasing numbers. If I have a number I need to be at, for example, I really want to be doing a consistent 135 per 100 meters in the swim, and I want to have a FTP of 300 at least for my weight. You know, those are numbers that I can now chase because of technology, and I'm quite enjoying that. The moment I start hating it, the moment the numbers take the fun out of it, I'll just get rid of it. I'll go back to being the Bushman runner and have a hard reset, but for now I'm quite enjoying it. So I'm going to carry on doing it and see where it takes me.